Are you ready to quit the gym? Is exercise boring you? Maybe even doing your taxes sounds more exciting than another 5 minutes on the treadmill? If that's the case, I feel you. I've actually quit the gym quite a few times myself in the last 20 years, but fortunately, having been a health and wellness geek for all that time, I've found the process that not only helps me stay excited about working out, but it multiplies the benefits of traditional gym sessions. So for today's final episode in the 4-part series on unexpected health tips, I'll share with you a summer workout challenge to conquer all exercise boredom. And it starts with this. How do you want to feel when you exercise? I bet that you'd love to be completely immersed in what you do so that you lose track of time, feeling capable and in control, yet challenged, and knowing that what you're doing is stretching you but not stressing you. That ideal state of engagement is called being in flow, a concept developed in the 80s by the late psychologist Mike Csikszentmihalyi. Flow is intrinsically motivating because when we experience it, dopamine floods the brain. And you might remember from previous episodes that dopamine is like a cheerleader on the inside. In fact, it is so stimulating that it's involved in developing addictions. So how can we experience flow through exercise and hopefully make exercise feel so good it becomes addictive? What Mike discovered is that flow happens when our perceived ability level is well matched by the perceived challenge at hand. On the other hand, when the perceived challenge is too low for our ability, we get bored. And if that's your problem with exercise, then you need to raise the bar. But stay with me because that's exactly where a lot of people go wrong. You see, when runners think of increasing the challenge, they think of running faster and longer. Wrong! When weightlifters think of increasing the challenge, they think of lifting heavier and longer. Wrong! Let me share with you a story. Let's go back to when I was planning my wedding. For me, wedding planning was a little bit different than for most because I lived in Pennsylvania and all of my friends and family were in Canada. So I was doing all of this shopping all by myself, even for the dress. So that was a little bit different. I felt a little bit insecure about what I really wanted, and so I was going to bridal store after bridal store saying, I want something modest and elegant and understated. I'm not gonna be one of these brides who sits on top of a bunch of swirls of whipped cream. But I was trying gown after gown and not feeling that excited. And so one day, a clever sales lady asked me, so tell me, MJ, exactly how many dresses have you tried so far? And I said, a lot? And that's when she said, well then, we need to try something different. Let's try on a little bling. Let's bring on the lace and the pearls and some volume in the skirt. And as we did this, I started to be excited and I said, woo, volume in the skirt? Let's bring more volume in the skirt. Let's try a train. Bring on the full can of whipped cream, baby. I realized that the crazier the dress got, the more excited I felt. And in the end, I loved my wedding gown, but it certainly wasn't modest and understated. What I learned through that whole experience is that if we want to feel different, then we have to do something different. So now let's get back to exercise. Doing more of what you're already doing isn't going to do anything for your boredom, and it's not going to bring a whole lot of new physical benefits either. My friend Jeremy McCarthy, a renowned trailblazer of innovative concepts in wellness, observes the ironic thing about strength is that to get stronger, we need to do things that make us feel weak. And here, Jeremy means getting stronger in the sense of having more capacity for action, more energy to face challenges, and more resistance to exhaustion. And when he says do things that make us feel weak, he means doing things that we don't normally do, even and especially if they are a bit uncomfortable. So here's the unexpected part of today's episode. In most contexts, I recommend that we focus on and build from our strengths. But this time, I want to invite us to experiment with expanding our current capacity, even if that makes us feel weak. More specifically, workouts need to combine 5 different elements synergistically: cardio, strength, flexibility, balance, and coordination. When we do all that, we not only expand our physical prowess, but also our mental capacity. And yes, it's tough to be bored when we're stimulated in so many ways all at once. So here is my summer workout challenge for you. Think about how to bring in the parts that you normally leave out, keeping in mind that we're not looking for perfect, but for progress. If you're a lifter, you might start by learning to lift while balancing on one foot and spend less time on the restrictive machines and more time on the pulleys because they let you explore a little bit more movement freedom. If you're a runner, you might break up a good run with a few isometrics moves like crow, warrior 3, or side planks to build balance and core strength at the same time in a fun way. If you're a yogi, you might bring in some plyometrics to push your cardio. Think also about switching away from your usual workout style and towards something completely different for a new challenge here and there. And as you keep building and expanding your repertoire of movement styles and possibilities, moving will become more creative, more exploratory, more freeing, and that's a sure way to get in flow and out of boredom. Last thought for today. If your biggest hurdle with exercise is deciding to get started, I've got a video to help you see it as just a small thing that you can easily fit in. It's right here. Thank you so much for taking the time to visit once again. And please remember, each time you like, comment, share, or subscribe to this channel, you help me continue to bring you more health and wellness content.